Alright, let's go here with the first game between Beowulf and Jenkemite here. So first game, as always, is Nomad. Let's pull up the rules as well, just for reference here. It's no villager fighting before 5 minutes, random civs, reversed for the next game, which will be the loser's home map. And then, yeah, there's the map pool to pick from for the players. So let's see where they settle down. This is going Beowulf's locations right next to a woodline here and some stone close by, using a pig to scout here. So getting some nice early intel, also dropping the dock and house here. Note that Britons, I'm toggling the wrong player. Note that Britons, which is Jenkemite's save here, that cheaper TC doesn't apply until Castle Age. Otherwise, you would have a very unfair advantage with Britons on Nomad, or not very unfair, but a little bit unfair. Well, Lordy says, thanks for great casting, see you soon. See you around, Lordy, good luck next. I missed that one. So, TC spots pretty close here, and a hill in between, so that's going to be interesting. That actually favors Jenkemite in the feudal age with Britons for the archers, which you might go for, but then again it favors Celts later on with their siege from the hill. So if Beowulf goes for fast castle here somehow, he should be in a good spot to pressure the enemy's starting TC here. So uptimes will be pretty significant here. So let's have a look at the scouting intel. Beowulf delays that second house, which I like for Nomad. If you save that 25 wood for a house and commit to, say, 4 or 5 villagers on wood to begin with, you'd be able to get your first fishing ship out before you need your house number 2. So that's a rule of thumb for Nomad, or for any kind of starts where you want an early dock, that you want to rush these first few fishing ships out, because it's basically an extra villager to bring in food for you. Very significant for the nomadic starts. Still, it is Jenkemite with the villager lead here, and yeah, slight little head start. Maybe Beowulf has gone into an early loom or something. No, not really. It's just the TC uptime that matters here then, for in terms of villager differences. That's going to change once they start producing fish, which also for Celts here, I keep confusing the saves, but for Celts, they also collect wood faster, so you have an easier time both getting fishing ships and warships out, and even getting to farms and production guildings. This is Nomad, pretty slow starts. They don't know right now that they are so close to each other. I don't think either of them have scouted the opponent. Beowulf pretty darn close here, but I actually didn't send the pig near enough. We'll find the TC in 3, 2, 1, boom. So lost the sheep there, must suspect something is going on over here. So producing both villagers and fishing ships, that comes at a cost. You'd need to drop houses more frequently, otherwise you get housed. Both players seem solid in the multitasking here though, and keeping the population somewhat similar here. Looks like Beowulf has a slight fishing ship lead here. One more fishing ship for Beowulf, and the docks really close to each other, so should be some eventful water fighting here early feudal age. Mill goes up and a boar is brought in here. And there should be another board there for Jenkemite to take if that's scouted. It is indeed. Great news for Jenkemite. Overall, good scouting on the map here. May know of Beowulf's location as well, due to chopped trees here. And to the sheep dropping in just a moment ago. Second board coming in, but Beowulf now going up to the feudal age. 27 population, should be in a decent spot to pull off a quick castle age here then. We'll need to commit a little bit to gold in order to do so. But with Celts, you could go for a militia style opening as well, but everything is under TC here, so I don't think that's the play. Maybe some towers. Seems like Beowulf wants to... Okay, not going for the stone, going for the gold here. So I think it's a sort of a fast castle setup here, but we'll see what happens during the feudal age. Has invested into 7 fish total here. That's 4 more than Jenkemite. And with the appropriate scouting, actually not knowing about the dock location yet, but dropping a second dock here, just commit 1 fishing ship to scout the shoreline, and you'll know how much you would invest into military on water. I mean, for only 4 fish like this and 1 dock of the enemy, 1 or 2 fire galleys should be more than enough when you're up earlier to feudal like this. Meanwhile, Jenkemite is dropping a barracks here. Not going to... well, with 4 on gold, that could indicate both land and water aggression, but doesn't look like Jenkemite wants to commit heavily onto water here. Only 4 fishing ships, and for that food income, if that's not a big deal. Only 4 fishing ships, you could just transition more of your land eco into farms, which is arguably justified here to... when the positions are so close, you have to focus on some kind of land aggression as well. Maybe some towers, maybe some other kind of presence. Archery range is going up here. Beowulf might see this, just misses it, just outside of the line of sight actually. But now committing to naval army, 3 fire galleys total. We'll see how much of a commitment it would be. But still not knowing the location, will actually run straight into the dock here, so should be getting okay here. Gonna call this one for red right now, and it will officially end early castle. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree, actually, Karandime, because water will be won here now by the fire galleys, no problem. Getting lucky there, actually, not having scouted anything, but finding the dock right here by fish. And then we have Celt for the cast stage, where you could push with siege from the hill, kill Britain's what might still be feudal age archers, and then take out the TC. But we'll see. We'll see how this progresses and how the map intel is here. But looking at the red on the map here as well, looking at the resources, there's basically only 1 gold patch left that's easy for Jenkemite to extend to as the game moves on here. Beowulf has this side, has an easy option to secure this as well. And this one is in between them. Double range for Beowulf though, so going for an extended feudal age as well after all. Let's have a look at the water fighting. Oh, you saw his fishing boats in Dark Age. Okay, no problem then. Then you knew that he was close. Yeah, that's what I thought with that close distance. It's a bit of a commitment though with 5 fire galleys here. Of course you can't know if there's another dock in the rest of the area here, but... oh, demo ship. Demo raft going in the wrong area. Blacksmith going up for Beowulf now. Double range against only 1 range for the time being for Jenkemite. Some walls here of Jenkemite actually walling intelligently here now, taking some of the map control in this way. But a hill here will be of essence between the players. We have similar numbers here now, fletching in for Jenkemite, but not for Beowulf. This hill is just going to be crucial for the later game here. And right now Jenkemite is with the military numbers on land here, chasing down Beowulf's numbers. Beowulf trying to debate Jenkemite into TC fire might succeed at that actually. A decent reaction of Jenkemite here, takes some HP losses but doesn't lose any archers right now. And still keeps the numbers lead on land here. So nice archers micro from Jenkemite thus far. I like the skirms edition from Beowulf, of course. You're up against Britons here, so you know they'll be playing archers anyway. Why not? May as well just add a couple of ranges and skirmishes right away. Tower going up as well, just to make sure the archers can stay close here and harass the woodline. Feels almost like a bit of overcommitment here, considering the town center covers the most of the woodline, but who am I to judge? There's probably good reasoning behind it. It makes going closer even tougher. Actually reaches up on towards the hill, there's more range, so that obviously applies here. None of the players too too close to Castle Age here. Beowulf with 400 food, that's the fish eco paying off. And the water control. No redock for Jenkemite. I don't think the wood eco really allows for both double range archers production and more docks here. Good archers presence on the field, though, forcing another defensive tower of Beowulf. And now a forward castle tower on the stone here to make defensive towers more awkward for Beowulf to make here. That seems to be the... Oh wait, there's a stone in the back here, and Jenkemite probably hasn't got that one scouted. No, he does actually. But there's a danger to the tower's commitment. You commit villagers that could be bringing in resources. You have lost water, so you'll have less food income. You'll have to wager whether it's worth it or not here. 4 villagers inside this tower could extend to another one here to deny gold. But then again, there's gold in the pack for Beowulf to take. Already has some hunters here that could be transitioned onto that eco as well. Villager numbers somewhat similar here, and military numbers also similar, but that's 5 fire galleys for Beowulf. Market goes up for Jenkemite here. Too much gold floating in the bank right now to justify keeping it there. Wants to get the market up and adjust his eco to maybe some more food and get closer to the Castle Age transition. Beowulf committing to the feudal age here as well. The skirms are a food and wood commitment for sure. Double stables as well, so want to go into Celts scouts here. I guess that's not too bad, especially if you get prioritize the armor for the scouts as well. You could contest this feudal age army of Britons. Not to mention you'd have the scouts to scout the map here. Military number down to 6 for Jenkemite, getting chased down here. Scouts of course deal easily with skirms here, and also deals to some extent with the archers. Although the archers have the fletching and +1, so in groups they would still deal with scouts. 1 scout goes down to TC fire, but again army numbers kept low for Jenkemite here. No huge ball of archers to benefit from reaching the Castle Age here. So it's 8 to 7 military now, but again that most of this military is on water for Beowulf here. Castle Age is in for Jenkemite. Jenkemite with the Britons. Okay, so Britain's advantage against Celts and Celt Siege actually is that Britain's archers, when you get crossbows with Balkan Arrow, you'd have that +1 bonus range for Britons in the Castle Age, so you'd effectively outrange enemy siege. So, as opposed to other archer civs, Britons are less vulnerable to Celts siege. Crossbow is on the way, so it's going to provide some power spike here for Britons. Note that Bodkin Arrow is in as well. 5+3 range. That's 1 more range than the Mangonel if Beowulf in the Castle Age opts for some siege here. Going to Castle Age just now though, but with 5 more villagers to back it. Still has the opportunity to extend to this backside here and secure these farms with a TC or something. But now Britain's adding forward siege to deal with this TC, and while it might not go down before Castle Age kicks in, it's still looking dangerous for Beowulf right now in terms of military presence on land. 9 Celts archers against 12 British crossbows. Britain need TC indeed. We'll see. If we get yeah, a ram is being added here, I guess that's a decent choice considering that the main army of Beowulf here is archers. Yeah, Castle Age will be reached here for the Celts for sure. If the eco allows, looks like it will, Beowulf will drop defensive siege right away. Possibly go into crossbow for this group of archers as well, but you'd still struggle for the range, so maybe that's not a valid idea. Oh, this looks almost dangerous actually, but it's 85%. Ah, it's gonna be fine. Fine. Imagine if there were 2 or 3 rams here, it would be pretty nasty. Oh yeah, made it, no problem. But it's still a strong push. I mean, if the TC goes down, you'd have to rebuild it and invest into that, and there's no stone to allow a new TC, and Beowulf fortunately has the market, so could adjust eco. And then never mind, there's TC going down in the south. I was wondering where that stone went. But no villagers production possible for Beowulf here. Goes for the TCs rather than the siege workshop here. I'm not sure about that call actually. Of course you need TCs to produce, but I think instead of the second TC, I think a siege workshop would be better, especially since you're Celts. To defend against this rather small group of archers, could maybe go into a couple of scorpions or something. No, maybe not scorpions against mangonels. Go into mangonels because your mangonels fire faster as Celts. And rushing up this TC is just suicide in my opinion. Will the archers get the mangonel? No. Oh, 2 HP left. That's almost. But taking severe losses here for Beowulf, 49 to 40. The siege finally goes down, still 13 crossbows on the hill, threatening this TC, denying the eco and villagers. 12 idols out of 36 for Beowulf, that means only 24 villagers working, and meanwhile Jenkemite is staying, is with 2 TCs, that's easy to get to multiple TCs with Britons, and expanding a little bit, could go to this gold mine soon enough as well. Beowulf seems desperate for a castle here, did build a TC on the stone for a reason, wants to secure the stone income here and maybe, just maybe, get the castle up on the hill or something here. To prevent any further siege pushes and to facilitate getting back into the game. But from the positioning here, Beowulf still holds water, no docks at all for Jenkemite here, so not a huge deal, but imagine if Jenkemite had some position on water, had a dock over here as well, could contest these... at least this town center from the water with war galleys. We see the Titanic emote incoming here. Yeah, I'd say it's Titanic justified. Just a little bit. Looks like another TC might go down from the hill here. That's the Britons' extra range crossbows. No way to deal with for Beowulf. Missing some defensive siege here. A couple of stables are up and the knights will come out. Celtic knights only decent in the long run. They're also missing all of the defense. Humans are strong with 2 TCs. Resources are balanced everywhere in Land Nomad. Yeah. You think we'll be seeing humans or that one for Land Nomad? Just wait, it gets better. Okay. Where are we going? Oh no. Oh no. Where's my taxi? I think these guys' taxi boat's a little bit late here. You're replying to that comment, Dennis. I get it. Yeah, you're actually right that Cubans could be strong for Landlom as well. You would be dependent upon getting to that feudal age early though, and so you'd need a really good early starting spot for your TC in terms of food eco for humans to justify the second TC without falling behind, because it's very likely that the other player will try and go fast castle against you. Taking a hit on his own units here. Villager count though, Beowulf down to half here now. Has a TC on some farms working over here. And yeah, some farms useless over here. Rams now for Jenkemite to deal with towers here. Has a castle as well, so securing this gold. I think that's where he's going with these villagers now. Going to take this mine right next to the castle. And army numbers as well. 20 to 9 here for Beowulf. Britain's archers' power here, helping to take out towers with their extra range 5+3 against 8+2. Finding good spot is easier on land nomad than regular nomad. Resources are well balanced, scattered at that map. You're right. Because the new DE Nomad has so many hills as well, so it's not always as easy to find a TC spot, not to mention food sources as well. Then again, on Nomad you have fish, so you're not as dependent upon food source where your starting TC is. Rams at work, crosspost looking for places to hit. Beowulf with 30 villagers less here, and Jenkemite chasing and getting some good map control here. Has wall of this section, taking some more neutral resources here, taking some long distance hunting here to boost the food income. Wow, that's a long walk for these villagers. I think Jenkemite might have been wanting to take the hunt and then drop a mining camp just to get that food income from the hunt and start mining, because the gold income doesn't seem too large here. Crossbows and rams at it again here. Alright, looks like another TC will die to the Britain siege here. Britons eat TC apparently. And Beowulf is actually increasing in villagers here, so that faster wood income makes that comeback easier in terms of farms and food eco. Some water attacking here, yeah, didn't forget about this naval army here. Not seeing any significant fish income though. What's happened to Beowulf's fish? Okay, they're long distance fishing here. Jenkemite, however, on the way to the Imperial Age, and that should be a significant death blow from the Britons. Even with just a small number of units here, could go into Arbalest with the current eco and boost the archers' numbers as well. So we have Imperial Age in here, 2 TCs, now 1 TC for Beowulf producing, but with Imperial Age for the other player and still a 30 villagers lead. 30 villagers down. Why you lost this game? I'd say this is a lot of wood and gold into fire galleys. I mean, a little bit more scouting on water, and you'd know that Jenkemite was in fact only on that one dock for fish. That means that if you have 2 or 3 fire galleys, in my opinion, with your earlier feudal age, you could save that wood and gold for market or more archers. I think the double range investment was a good thought for defense against Britons for the skirms, but I think rather having food control on water and investing that wood into more fishing ships and more farms and the appropriate buildings to click up to the Castle Age, then you're in a great, strong spot as Celts, because your siege is just ridiculous against early Britons, until Britons can get to crossbows and their extra range. So I think a slight overcommitment of water, just a little bit of too much wood and gold there, and maybe didn't need the extra range, just one range skirms against the early archers, and then use this hill to push, as you did know that Jenkemite was over here. So, well, that's just my thoughts about it. The choices along the way to get to the siege earlier against Britons rather than relying on archers and skirmishers. 81 to 28 KD for Jenkemite here, and stronger eco in the end. And uptimes, pretty significant difference here. And then more villagers for Jenkemite in the end. Yes, that was one as well, going for 3 TCs rather than a second TC, which you would need because your first one would go down, but commit then the other, instead of the other TC, go for the siege workshop, preferably far enough away from the archers to not worry about them denying it.